Good morning, everybody. Respected chief guest of the conference, Dr. Lakshman Reddy, Additional Director General of Director General Hydrocarbon. Our guest of honor, Rakesh Veerji Jasraji, Vice President Reliance, Professor G.D. Yadav, Vice Chancellor of ICT and a great luminaries of India, academician of India. Our important, very important persons in this conference. uh, Rajiv, Rajiv Ranjan ji and Vilas Tavade ji. Rajiv Ranjan ji, Group CEO of Grampro, Vilas Tavade ji, one of my friend and ex-MD of ISAR. And now, just now I came to know that he is also coming to Academian. And Professor Khandal, again, my 4-decade-old friend and from Delhi University, and all my delegates, so last year we had a conference, and now this second edition is on a virtual platform. This year we have a various topics, Global Chemical and Application Center, and as you might be knowing recently, even yesterday we have seen that our Reliance, this relation of oil to chemical is really great, and all of us, we are lucky that we are in chemical or oil business, and each one of we are contributing. In recently we have taken like in PDPU. You might be knowing that after serving around 4 decades in oil and gas business in ONGC, I am here in academics from last 2 years. And only last academic meeting, we have decided to merge petroleum with chemical. So there is a big relation between the chemical engineering, chemistry, and petroleum industry. I have a short presentation of around 10 minutes, and we can just share with me. Jyotik, you can just share my presentation. The relation between the chemical engineering, chemistry, and oil and gas industry. As you know, basically, I am also a basically chemist. I have done my MSc MPhil from Delhi University 40 years back, and then my doctorate in petroleum engineering. So I have a role to play in industry as well as now in academics. Next slide. Next slide. If you see right from beginning, this is just my CV. Next slide. I worked for 4 decades in oil and gas industry. I will be touching on the oil and gas value chain. Next, madam. Next, yeah. Value chain, use of oil field chemical, the geochemistry, chemical usage in drilling, production, and various part of the oil industry A&P business, and then in the downstream also. If we start from the upstream to downstream, we have role chemistry and chemical engineering played a very important role in right from upstream in the exploration, development, and production, and in midstream, whether it's a pipeline, storage, or transport, and the downstream, whether it's a refining, distribution, or marketing. At each stage of our E&P business, and basically right from upstream to downstream, chemistry and chemical engineering play a very important role. And once they are contributing, then only this industry can survive. Next slide. Next. Coming to the chemicals in oil and gas business, whether it's a corrosion inhibition, whether it's a crude characterization, whether it's a water quality, enhanced oil recovery, which is also one of the most important part in oil business. Mostly chemistry play a very important role. Pipeline integrity, whether it's a cathodic production or the chemical composition, each and everywhere, demulsifier, the separation of oil and gas. So each stage of oil and gas industry, the chemistry and chemical engineering play a very important role, right from oil spill, bioremediation, where we are using the microbes and the metabolic products of the microbes, whether it's a biosurfactant, surfactant, or other things. Next slide. In the coming to the geochemistry, role of petroleum geochemistry in the exploration business. As you know that whether it's a biological marker or the isotope, all are these related to chemistry, and the application of chemistry is there in each and every business. Whether you talk of a organometallic complexes or the integrated basin bonding, Right from the entrapment of the hydrocarbon and the migration path finding, we are looking at the geochemistry and the role of geochemistry in the exploration and finding out that how this geochemistry is helping us in successful exploration. The crude oil composition, as you know, that each field behaves in a different fashion, and each field, whether it's a light crude, heavy crude, and the even the crude composition, which is again a part of chemistry. Whether the crude contains paraffin, resins, asphaltenes, and how to produce and how to carry out the flow assurance problem is again a things of the chemistry. Even in the origin of non-hydrocarbon and the source rock, also the surface prospecting method, we believe that each and every place, chemistry and chemical engineering play a very important role. So what we need, that whether we are doing the chemistry, when we are doing just MSc chemistry or a organic chemistry, physical chemistry, ultimately the application of these chemistry and chemical engineering plays a very important role at each stage of oil industry, whether it is upstream, downstream, or midstream. Next slide. Coming to the drilling fluid, again, those who are in the oil business, they know the role of the drilling fluid. Basically, it's a role of the chemistry people, whether it's a oil drilling fluids, whether it's a synthetic oil, mineral oil, or the ester oil, and what basically the role of drilling fluid is to bring the cutting from the surface, the bottom cleaning, the pressure control, the wellbore stability, the cooling, the formation evolution. So at each stage, the drilling fluid is basically a role of chemist in the drilling site. And the different type of rock which is encountered, whether it's a sandstone, like silty sandstone, limestone, or various type of clay. Again, how to use and how to mitigate the problem in the drilling fluid is a subject, and the chemical property or the rheological property of the fluid, whether it's a fluid rheology, viscosity, density, gel strength, sand conduct, methane blue capacity, chemical analysis. So drilling fluid play a very important role, and as you might have seen, it's from the safety point of view, when we are drilling a well of high pressure oil and gas well, so these play a very important role in the oil and gas industry. Next slide. Next. Next slide. Coming to the cementing. As you know, when we're drilling a well, we are cementing the casing. The design of cementing, whether it's a slurry density, compressive strength, the static fluid loss, the permeability test, the reducible property, even cement, which type of cement is required, what chemical additives are required to have a good bondage, and the slurry stability, the compatibility of the wellbore fluid. The well integrity basically depends upon the cementing in the oil and gas business. And again, here also the role of chemical engineering and chemistry is what type of cement additives we are using. Whether you are using the wetting agents or the dispersant or the retarder or the fluid loss controller or the extender, whether it's a bentonite, barite for the mud weight and all that, and the gypsum, KCl, etc. for stabilizing these things. So at each role, the chemistry play a very important role in this industry. So next slide. Coming to the flow assurance. Once you discovered a oil and the problem starts of the flow assurance. As you know, like human beings, each oil field is a unique. There is not a simple solution, thumb rule for flow assurance. Depending upon the oil quality of the API gravity or the things which is based on the composition, the flow assurance problems are also there. And once the oil is not able to flow because of the viscosity and the mobility, we are facing the flow assurance problem within the well, within the porous system, within the well bore, and within the pipeline, and even in the long pipelines. So flow assurance problem is again whether you have to add a chemical to find out which type of chemicals are there, whether it's a paraffins are there or the asphaltenes are there, or the resins are there, and depending upon these, we are adding the chemical or the pore point depressant or the demulsifier, etc. And for facing these problems, whether it's a drag reducer or a hydrate problem or the scale problem, so it can have a major impact on the E&P industry, and a large amount of investment is required for having a flow assurance or a smooth flow assurance for these facing this problem. You might be knowing that when this Mangala was discovered and they have put pipeline because of the heavy nature of the crude, they have put more than $500 million on the pipeline heating and all system. Next slide. Coming to the other things, that is the characterizations. The crude characterization, whether it's a API gravity, as you know, the oil is traded at 34-degree API. We have a heavy crude, we have a light crude. We have in India, we have a all type of crude. If you see in Gujarat, Mehsana area, we have a crude with 13-degree API and 17-degree API, where thermal methods are used for the production of oil and gas. Because of the high viscosity, in situ viscosity of the order of 600 or 2000 centipoise, we have to reduce the viscosity by thermal method or by the chemical method. And the pore point is a very important point, pore point and cloud point, which determines the characteristic of the crude. And ultimately, when we are finding out the crude characterizations, various things which we are finding out for, and then ultimately, based on the crude characterization, we are deciding how it is required to be transported. The crude characterization, as you know, there are organic compound, inorganic compound, the metallic and the transition metal, and based on the Ternary diagram, we can find out the crude characterizations, and ultimately the exploration and exploitation strategy dependent upon the crude characterization, which is again a basic fundamentals of the chemical engineering and the chemistry. Next slide. Coming to the enhanced oil recovery, as you might be knowing in India, but whatever we are getting the oil and gas, discovering oil and gas, part of it can be produced, around 20%, 30% we can produce. Rest of the oil remains in the porous and permeable system. We are utilizing the enhanced oil recovery method. These methods enhance the recovery of the oil up to 50%, up to 60%. Large number of EOR projects are undergoing in India in particular, and the world global in general. It is also called the improved oil recovery. Again, the EOR method, most of the EOR method, chemical engineering and chemistry play important role, because whether it's a thermal method of EOR or the chemical method of EOR, the use of polymer or the asphaltene, surfactant or the alkali, these are the used for chemical EOR, and chemical EOR or the miscible gas EOR, these are plays a very important role, and we have to find out whether the miscibility, if you are putting a carbon dioxide or nitrogen into the reservoir, whether it's a miscible or immiscible, what is the miscibility, minimum miscibility pressure, how it is the rheological property, and how it improves the crude characteristic and the mobility, whether the mobility is in favorable or not. So depending upon the rock permeability and the viscosity, the mobility of we can make the mobility in our desired manner by adding the chemical from the surface. And the basic fundamental of enhanced oil recovery, large number of project is going on in India, whether it's a Mangala field of Can Energy or the Bagewala field of Oil India or the Sanand field of ONGC. So everywhere the EOR methods are going on, and the EOR method, as you might be knowing, in petroleum industry, large number of research is going on, whether it's ISM Dhanbad or PDPU or MIT Pune. Everywhere the research is going on EOR, and the surfactant polymer characterization and their use in the oil industry is being probed into and finding out whether which methods is suitable for EOR. Next slide. I have only 2-3 slides only. Next slide. Types of recovery, this is again a detail of everywhere, as you see, whether it's a thermal method. Thermal method is basically when we are giving the heat energy to the reservoir, and there also the role of the viscosity reduction by temperature. So we must know that how viscosity is being reduced with temperature. So when we are supplying the in situ, in reservoir condition, the thermal energy, how the oil is, viscosity is reducing and ultimately mobility is increasing, and ultimately oil is coming at the surface. And in chemical method, the surfactant play important role by reducing the interfacial tension or the polymer, which increase the viscosity of water and make the favorable for better sweep efficiency in porous and permeable system. So these are all, as you have seen, the role of chemistry. Although this is a subjects of petroleum engineering, but petroleum engineer must understand the role of chemistry in these. And if you are not clear about the role, and definitely the petroleum engineer will not be able to recover more oil and gas. Next slide. Next.
लिंक पे जाना आपको लिंक.
Next. हो गया. Next. Coming to the water quality, even in the refinery. If you see the refinery, as you might be knowing, whether the
जैसे अब अगर आपको प्रेजेंट करना होगा ना,
or the sweet,
आप प्रेजेंट कर सकते हो, या फिर अगर मुझे प्रेजेंट करना है मैं प्रेजेंट कर सकता हूँ.
Hello. If you, depending upon the crude quality, the refinery needs to be tailor-made. And as you know, the India have a refining capacity. We have our Reliance people and Hisar Naira people. So they have the, we have a refining capacity of 250 million ton, and we can refine various type of crude. Thanks to last 2 decades expansion of refinery, that today we are self-sufficient in the refining the crude. And again, here also chemistry plays a very important role. Which type of crude, whether it's available in India or the Middle East crude or the Brent or WTI. So depending upon that, refineries are also being tailor-made to define the crude. Next. COVID has changed the scenario. As you might have, we are talking of COVID, although the most of the industry was affected by COVID, but I have seen that, or we have seen, when we are analyzing oil and gas industry in India or in global, you will see in India the production remained at around 90% of the oil and 85% of the gas. It means in spite of COVID, the oil and gas operation continued with the new norms, with the digitization, and the oil price has also recovered in a V recovery, where it has gone to around minus $30 per barrel, $32 per barrel in April 20, and then it has recovered to $40 nowadays. So what we see in oil and gas industry, at least it's a long-term investment. We should not bother with this COVID and all that, and oil industries are basically can manage the short-term problems. And with the recently, even last month data shows that there is some problem in the consumption pattern in India. But if the in lockdown is over, so consumption will also become. So in my view, oil industry is not much affected, although there is an effect. But the other industry, like whether it's a hospitality, transport, entertainment, they have been affected. While oil industry has not much affected, and it will regain whatever we have seen in 2008 and 2014 downturn. Again, it has regained. So in shorter term, because it's a long-term investment in oil industry, big companies are not bothered about the short-term losses, and they can absorb these losses. So my view is that oil industry will be able to absorb this shock of COVID. Next. Last slide. This is last slide. So upstream industry needs chemical engineer, whether it's a physical, chemist, biochemical, geochemist, expert in tracer, informatics. So in oil and gas industry, whether it's a oil, upstream, midstream or downstream, or any other industry, petrochemicals or the paint industry or the other industry. So role of chemistry is too much. And then we have to tune ourselves to the particular industry and the application. We have to decide as a basic chemist that in which direction we want to go. There is no scope for a generalist. We have to be a perfectionist in each area. If you want to become a perfectionist in oil and gas upstream sector, then we have to learn knowledge and skill for that sector. If you want to become an expert in refinery or the midstream, so then we have to gain skill and knowledge for that particular knowledge. And I hope that in this seminar, the most of our senior fellow will share their experience, whether it's the academicians like Professor Yadav ji, or the senior persons like Rajiv Ranjan ji of GumPro, which have an important role in the oil and gas industry, or Vilas Tavade ji, who have managed Hisar in a very good CBM, which is again a upcoming industry, and the other fellows, whether it's Rakshveer ji or the other fellows. And again, I am thankful that Lakshman Reddy ji will give us a view for the future, that how this oil and gas industry and DGH, which is a regulator of the government in oil and gas industry, look forward for this industry, and we will, most of all will be definitely benefited by the various knowledge dissemination through this means. I, on behalf of Confergo and on my behalf from the PDPU, I am thankful to all of you and welcome on to this conference. Thank you very much for a patience hearing. And once again, I am thankful to all of you, and especially the organizer, Mr. Nikhil, Mr. Jyoti, and Mr. Pandeyji, for arranging this conference and giving me this opportunity. Thank you. Thanks all. Thank you very much. Thank you, Pandeyji.
Thank you. Thank you, sir. Thanks for this wonderful presentation.